Good morning, children. Today we will start 3.6 the lesson. The concert. Concert means a performance of music. And it is written by Shantarao. She was born in 1930 and died in 2007. And she was a notable dancer from India. Notable means very important enough to receive the attention. She was exponent of Bharatanatyam. Exponent is the person who receives something, a person who supports that idea very first. And also studied Kathakali and Kuchipudi. These are the dance forms. She was a recipient of Padma Shri, that award, and Sangeet Natak Akademi Award, and Kalidas Sanman for music, dance, and drama. So, by these awards, we can understand how much she was notable. She was the pioneer in this field, in the music, in her performances, and that's why she has got such a notable awards. This is a true story. This present lesson is a true story, but all the names except Pandit Ravi Shankar's and Ustad Allah Rakha's have been changed. All the characters' names are changed, which we will came across throughout the lesson. But the musicians' names are, the singers' names are as it is. Let us start the lesson. One morning, in a small apartment, society. One morning in a small apartment in Bombay, a girl about 16 looked up from the newspaper and said excitedly. She was really excited by looking something in the newspaper. Okay, Bombay, that city was called as Bombay until 1995. Pandit Ravi Shankar is playing tomorrow at the Shanmukhanand Auditorium. And what she has read, that Pandit Ravi Shankar was uh, he was going to play in the one auditorium in Bombay, and that was the excited news for her. Shh, shh, said her mother, pointing to the figure sleeping on the bed. You will wake up him up. You know he needs all the sleep and rest he can get. And the mother is there. Now the one more person came here, that she was the mother. That shh, shh, said her mother, pointing to the figure, means someone is sleeping on the bed, and she is saying that you might wake up that person. We don't know now here who is that person. And what she is saying, you know he needs all the sleep and rest he can get. Might be that person is ill, and that's why the mother is saying like that. But the boy on the bed, who was there? One boy was there, but the boy on the bed was not asleep. He was not asleep. He was not in the deep sleep. Pandit Ravi Shankar, he said. Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitar master. Means he knows, that boy knows very well about that Pandit Ravi Shankar. Sitar maestro. Maestro means it is the maestro is the Italian word, children, and means the master of that particular skill. Especially this word is used for the musicians. He raised himself up on his elbows. This is important, children. He raised himself up on his elbows for 1 second. Means that person is not having that much ability to raise very quickly. That much weakness he has got, might be, and then fell back. With the help of elbows, he was trying to wake up, to raise up, but he fell back. But his eyes were shining. But look at the passion for the music, maybe, and so that's why his eyes were shining. We mustn't miss the chance, he said. I've always wanted to hear him and see him. And so this boy was always in the desire of to see him or to listen to him. Lie down, son, lie down, his mother sprang to his side. Now his mother jumped to his side and said, "Please lie down, you need the rest." He actually raised himself up without help. She murmured with a catch in her throat. Here, murmured means she spoken uh, very quietly. She was speaking to herself, and with a catch means with a lump in her throat. She was unable to say the further words, and her eyes turned to the idols on a corner shelf. Sometimes when we feel sad or when we hurt or feel bad, we look at the god, don't we? The prayer which she uttered endlessly came unbidden to her lips. Unbidden, that actually response was very spontaneous. Unbidden, spontaneous. It was means without any effort, without, it's just came into her mind, and all those words slipped from her lips. Okay. "I must hear him and see him," the boy repeated. "It's the chance of a lifetime." Then he began to cough and gasp for a breath, and had to be given oxygen from the cylinder that stood under the bed. See, the situation of the boy is cleared with this in one sentence, children. What is the wish of that boy? He want to hear and see Pandit Ravi Shankar, his performance, and he is saying that it is the chance of a lifetime, I want to see him. But in the next moment only, he began to cough and gasp for a breath. Gasp means catch one's breath with an open mouth, and because he might be having a pain. Okay, he was in the astonishment. Okay, and had to be given oxygen from the cylinder. That is important, means that much serious situation was there with him. But his large eyes were fixed on his sister. So that girl was his sister. Smita bit her lip in self reproach. Self reproach means blame directed at oneself. She had been so excited at seeing the announcement. Okay, she might be having the small age, and she was excited, and that's why she said she had not remembered that her brother was very ill. She had seen how the doctors had shaken their heads gravely and spoken words that neither she nor even her parents could understand. And that much seriousness, that much illness her brother has got gravely, very seriously. But somewhere deep inside, Smita had known the frightening truth. Frightening means it was that frightening truth. It was they were threatened about the seriousness of the illness of that child, of his brother, that Anant. Now here they have declared the name of that boy. Anant was going to die. Underline this, that boy name is Anant, and he was going to die. This reality, the other person, people of the family member, they know very well that he is going to die, and it is really necessary to that to not to do anything which will cause him to his health anything harmful. Okay, and if you have observed that in the marginal question they have asked what was the chance of a lifetime for Anant, to then the answer for that, then to hear Pandit Ravi Shankar's performance, that was to attend that program, was the lifetime chance for him. And why did Smita was nervous? Because of her small mistake, the Anand, he was aware of that program, and feeling that he will means they know, all of them, that he is not going to attend that, he is not able to attend that program. That's why she was nervous. The word cancer had hung in the air. So now they have declared what was the disease, that he has got the cancer. Her brother was dying of cancer, even though she pretended that all would be well. They would return together, a small family of four, to their home in Gaganpur. See, what is their wish? That means their family, uh, their hometown is Gaganpur, and they means all of them, their father, mother, brother, and sister, they are having the hope that we will go back to our home as the family member of four. She is giving the what we can see, the support to her mind, that yes, this positivity will happen there, and nothing negative will happen, nothing will happen to Anant. And he was only 15. And the best, now here the Anant's description is there. This is important. In the board exam might be they will ask you the Anant's qualities. So there, here are the qualities of Anant. Who was he? He was only 15-year-old, table tennis player in the school, and the fastest runner. Underline all these qualities. He was learning to play the sitar. They were both taking sitar lessons. Both means the sister and the brother, both of them. But Anant was better than her, as in many other things. He was already able to compose his own tunes, to the astonishment of the Guru. It was surprising that at this age, 15, he was only 15-year-old, and he was able to compose his own lyrics as well, his own tunes as well. Then cancer had struck, and they had come to Bombay so that he could be treated at the cancer hospital in the city. Okay, and that's why she is saying that we will go back four as a family. So he was a table tennis player, he was a fastest runner, children, and he was a composer of the different tunes, and still he has later on he has got the disease, cancer. Okay, whenever they came to Bombay, they stayed with Aunt Sushila. So who was there? Their auntie was there, Sushila. Her apartment was not big, but there was always room for them. Okay, means she always give a room for them, means there was always space. She always allowed to them to stay there. Means they were welcomed at always. They had come with high hopes in the miracles of modern science. Obviously, if anybody is ill in the house, we normally go to the hospitals to get cured, and the family members, they are always having the hope that our family member, our relative will be good. Everyone is having the hope. So something miracle will, surprising things might happen, they are thinking. They told themselves that Anant would be cured at the hospital, and he would again walk and run and even take part in the forthcoming table tennis tournament. So we know that the uh, all the games tournaments are there, and he was the best table tennis player, he will take, that they were having the hope that he will took part in the table tennis tournament, and he would play the sitar, perhaps be a great sitarist one day. Sitarist is the one who play the sitar. They are having the hope that one day he will play, he will become a great sitarist maybe. But his condition grew worse with each passing day, and the doctors at the cancer hospital said, take him home, give him the thing he likes, indulge him. Means whatever the things are there in the life he wants to enjoy, let him enjoy. And we know, all of we, the doctor normally says, when they lose their hopes, normally then they used to say such suggestions words. And they knew then that the boy had not many days to live, but they did not voice their fears. They laughed and smiled and talked and surrounded Anant with whatever made him happy, because they also were having the hope that Anant one day will come there and Anant will be good and will be with them back to home, and they don't want to hurt Anant by telling him the reality, that uh, don't want to make him sad or make him to tell him that he may die, and they were trying to create the very comfortable atmosphere for him. And so that's why everybody was taking care to uh, not to say anything, not to say any, create any incident in the house which will hurt that boy. They fulfilled his every need and gave him whatever he asked for. And now he was asking to go to the concert, the chance of lifetime. Means that to see that performance, to have to hear that performance, uh, to go to that concert is the chance of a lifetime. He was asking for that. When you are better, his mother said, this is not the last time they are going to play. Okay, now the mother is very much pretty much aware about the situation of that boy, and that's why denying and giving the support that next time we will go when you will be better. Smita stood at the window looking at the traffic, her eyes wet with tears. Now Smita's sister, her mother whispered, but you, Smita, you must go. Your father will take you. Now this is not good, right? When we are brothers and sisters, normally we do all the things together, and this is the feeling in the mind of Smita. When she was alone with Aunt Sushila, Smita cried out in a choked voice, no, how can I? We've always done things together, Anant and I. Means Anant and I means they are brothers and sisters, and they always do the things together. How is it possible that I will go alone? A walk in the park might make you feel better, said Aunt Sushila, and Smita was grateful for her suggestion. So they went to the walk. In the park, people were walking, running, playing ball, doing yogic exercises, feeding the ducks, and eating roasted gram peanuts. Smita felt alone in their midst. See, means all the things were going on, but this girl was not having any amusement in such a things, because she was nervous. She was thinking about her brother only. She was lost in her thoughts. Means she was having the thought uh, that about her only brother. Suddenly a daring thought came to her, and as she hurried home, she said to herself, why not? There is no harm in trying it. And she is saying to the mother, there is no harm to try it. It would be nice to go to the concert. I don't know when we will get another opportunity to hear Pandit Ravi Shankar, she said to her mother later, and her father agreed to get the tickets. We don't know now what is going on in that little chap's mind. Let us see. The next day, as Smita and her father were leaving for the concert, her brother smiled and said, enjoy yourself. Though the words came out in painful gasps, lucky you. Now Anant is saying that you are lucky, and that's why you are going to the concert. Sitting beside her father in the gallery, Smita heard as in a dream the thundering welcome. The audience gave the great master. Means they all the applauded. Okay, applause was there. Thundering welcome. Then the first notes came over the air, and Smita felt as if the gates of a land of enchantment and wonder were opening. Now they started their program. So the enchantment to reveal gradually. Okay, now that wondrous situation, all the audience was there, and it was wondrous opening for them. The program started now. Spellbound. Surprisingly, it was amazing for them. Spellbound. She listened to the unfolding ragas. With different ragas they were singing. The slow, plaintive, sad sad notes, the fast twinkling ones, but all while the plan she had decided on the evening before remained firmly in her mind. Means she has a plan in her mind. What's the plan? It is declared later. The chance of a lifetime. She heard Anand's voice in every beat of tabla. Now she remembered that it's the chance of lifetime. Okay. Now she is there in the performance, but she remembered that the reality that Anant wants to hear. Anant wants this chance of a lifetime, and so that's why she visited only there, not for herself. The concert came to an end. The audience gave the artist a standing ovation. Means they all gave the appreciation or the applause, maybe in the form of applause. A large mustachioed man having a long mustache made a long boring speech. Why it was boring for her? Because she was having the plan in her mind, and she want to execute that one, and that's why boring. Then came the presentation of bouquets, then more applause, the curtain came down, the people began to move toward the exit. The program finished. Now was the time Smita wriggled her way through the crowds toward the stage. Wriggled, she made her own way and she reached to that stage. Then she went up the steps that led to the wings, her heart beating loudly. Now she is feeling a fear. Now she is also small and she is feeling fear that how she will face all this, and that's why her heart is throbbing, beating loudly. In the wings, a small crowd had gathered to talk about the evening concert, to help carry bouquets and teacups and instruments, and all those means regular things were happening behind the curtains. All these things were there. Okay. He was there, standing with the man who played the tabla for him, the great wizard of music, Ustad Allah Rakha. Her knees felt weak, her tongue dry. But she went up and standing before them, her hands folded. Oh, sir, she burst out. She burst out means she controlled herself now, and now she is saying, she is nearly to say something. Yes, he asked questioningly but kindly, and her story came pouring out. Now she is telling what's her problem. The story of her brother who lay sick at home, and how he longed to hear him and the Ustad play. Now she told why she came here, and she requested now that what is the thing. Will you come to Aunt Sushila's house and play for him? Now see, these persons are very renounced persons, and though she tried to request to these person, she asked at the end breathlessly. Please, she begged, please come. Now she is earnestly requesting to these guys to come to their house and to play some tune for her brother. Little girl, said the mustachioed man who had made the long speech, Panditji is a busy man, you must not bother him with such a request. But Pandit Ravi Shankar smiled and motioned him to be quiet. He turned to Ustad Sahib and said, what shall we do, Ustad Sahib? The Ustad moved the wad of pan. Pan, you know, means they use, some of the people they use to eat the pan. That one, wad means lump of that pan from one cheek to another. Tomorrow morning we perform for the boy. Yes, he said. Yes, Panditji replied, and they accepted the request of that girl. It settled then. Now she is excited. It was a very excited Smita who came home late that night. Anant was awake. This is important. And then Anant was awake because he wanted to hear all the stories, how was the program and all the things. Breathing the oxygen from the cylinder. Did you hear him? He whispered. I did, she replied, and spoke to him, and he will come tomorrow morning with the tabla, ustad, and they'll play for you. And the following morning, Aunt Sushila's neighbors saw two men get out of taxi which pulled up outside their block. They could not believe their eyes. Is it? It's not possible, they said, their neighbors. Because the Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha, they were there. They visited their house. And so that's why the neighbors were surprised. And that was the plan of Smita, that she brought such a personalities to their house to play the tune for Anant. Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha went up the wooden staircase and knocked softly on the door of Aunt Sushila's apartment. They went in, sat down on the divan by the window, and played for the boy, surrounding him with great and beautiful happiness as life went out of him gently, very gently. And now, by hearing, it was as he said that performance may be the chance of a lifetime. By hearing all those notes, might be that child has got the satisfaction, and that's why here they have told that life went out of him gently, very gently. Okay, and you may be able to see the picture as well there. Okay, music here in the marginal questions they have asked, music calm the minds. Yes, it calms. What is your opinion about it? Share with your partner. It is personal opinion question. You ask me. Yes, music can calm the minds, and that's why when we feel sad, when we are not okay, we used to listen the music. And here in this lesson also, Anant got the satisfaction because of the performance of these people. Yes children, very nice story it was. And the moral of the story, that the whatever things you will do for others, means the sister's passion and all the things, the earnestness for something, very nice lesson that will teach you the lesson about your life, how to live your life, how you should be. Means though you might be the very great personality in your life, but very down towards people are there. Okay, so much modest. Very nice lesson that it gives us more than the only, it's beyond the lesson only. Okay, yes, we will stop here children. Please read this lesson. Okay, thank you, we will stop here.